right, we are here. Welcome, welcome. Got my headset on, so you know it's going to be a good one. No, it's actually because it's nice because I have the headset on so I can hear any of the alerts that come in. Because since I have so many monitors, I need to like hear kind of what's going on, you know, so I can say hi to everybody. So, hello, everyone that's already here. I'm going to lower the volume of this a little bit. But yeah, we're going to do just a few kind of stylized sketches. I've been working a lot today. I've been wrapping up right now, my last thing for Troll Lord games for the project we have right now. And then started on another big one that I can't wait to show you guys at the beginning of next year. I'm going to turn my headset down too. There we go. Okay. So yeah, started on the thing doing next year, and then I started on something else too. Oh yes, one of my other client works today too. So I've been very much at the computer all day, and it's been good. But I still have the rest of my Starbucks coffee here at midnight. So we're probably only going to draw for about an hour, maybe an hour and 10 minutes or so. But I did make a promise. People requested to watch me play Street Fighter. So that's going to happen. I actually was able to play Street Fighter last night with Marco, my good friend Marco, who, you know, is master level, and he's a commentator on fighting games and stuff. So he invited me in with his, I think it was like his training crew. They do locals and tournaments and stuff, and like they're friends in real life and meet up in real life, but also like they're all very good fighting game players. And so they were like, "Hey, come join the lobby." And I was like, "Dude, I'm not ready." And he's like, "Nah, come on, it's fine." I took one round off one person and lost handily to everybody else. So it got me in the right mind space. So that's what you're going to see tonight during Street Fighter. But it is what it is. Playing with Synex's method of doing the head on a curved plane. Yeah, see, I think and we are going to be using kind of a bastardized version of the Loomis method. But I do want to practice a few things with it, because I'm going to very soon be doing a lot of character work and like faces and storytelling, and like jaws are open and mouth is open, and how does that change the measurements and stuff. So we'll look at what the Loomis method is and kind of how I interpret it. But overall, my thing is, the goal is to learn like 7 or 8 different methods to do it, or, you know, 4 or 5 or whatever. And then take your favorite parts about each one, because they all kind of get you to the same place. You know what I mean? At least in my experience. So when I say my version of the Loomis method is kind of bastardized, it is. It's like a mix of probably Andrew Loomis and like Stan Lee, and I'm trying to think of who else. Maybe it'd be like Hyung Tae Kim or somebody, like kind of a more angular, really kind of manga, Japanese role-playing game sort of vibe to it. I make the eyes smaller than you'll usually see in like anime or manga art. But the way I actually construct, like a lot of times I can just do the outline, like outside silhouette of a face, even before I worry about the structure, go in and kind of fill the structure later. But with the Loomis method, you build the structure into your measurements, which I like. That's the part of it that I like. So I got some portraits from Pexels, which, if you haven't, by the way, Pexels, P-E-X-E-L-S. It's one of the better kind of royalty-free photo places that has a big library of royalty-free photographs, so you can study, you can do studies and all that stuff. We did some photo bashing from it probably a few weeks ago, right, when we were doing our dino stuff. But there's that one, there's Unsplash, Pixabay. A lot of the images are kind of shared across all three because they're all royalty-free. But yeah, they're cool. It's a good place to go. So I think I grabbed 4 in different ages, different perspectives, all that stuff. So that's kind of what we're going to do. And I'm really not even going for likeness necessarily. I'm going more so for like storytelling and just to kind of see what can we get away with. Like, can we stretch out the nose measurements? Can we like squish down the inside of the face? What can we do? So we'll see. We'll see what we got. So let's head on over. Boom. We'll head on over there. And I am using Pure Ref as I usually do to get the faces. And also I actually have the Loomis method up on PDF for his book on heads and hands. I have that, and then I have a few of these. This is just kind of a very basic one of how he constructs. But so I may even do screenshots of the book that I have over here and bring those. It's a personal taste saying I don't like the larger eyes. Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see why it's done. It's a way easier way, in my opinion, to show emotion, because we just always look to the eyes for emotion. You can look at the mouth and stuff, but if the eyes say one thing and the mouth says another, it's like misleading, you know? So you always kind of trust the eyes. But yeah, so we have an older woman here. And this was interesting because there's kind of the hat here, just to give me a direct hairline, because the Loomis method, that is one of the measurements, is your hairline is specifically one of the measurements. So that kind of makes that easy. This is also kind of easy. Any hair that's flat, it's going to follow the hairline perfectly. So it just makes it easier to study. But what I really liked about this is the lighting. So I wanted to get the lighting, especially the bridge of the nose. And I thought it was interesting because the light, you know, if we take a look at the light source, it's right up here. But this seems like a pretty dramatic cast shadow for how bright it is. You know what I mean? Like, for how bright it is outside, you can see that, I mean, and maybe this could be exposure settings on the photograph itself, but like, this white is completely blown out. You know, there's definitely more detail in the shadows. You can see like the neck vein, you can see the strands of hair, even though it's a lower resolution. But yeah, you can just see based on here and like where the light is hitting, that the light is going to be up in this upper corner coming down. But I thought this was interesting, like that cut and then the cut underneath the eyelid right here. And it's nice because the model is up against, you know, the face is very well lit, but then you have the very dark shadow right behind it. So it's almost given that Rembrandt style lighting, even without trying to. Then we got gentleman right here, just nice classic. It sounds funny, but you know, the Loomis method is a circle, but the head's not really a circle. It's more like an egg. And, you know, this guy's a handsome guy, but, you know, you can kind of see the egg head. You can see my head. It's kind of the egg head. It goes longer in the back. Then it comes back around here. And that's kind of where the, whatever that attachment's called. I know I did a study of a skull a week ago, but I already forgot all the names of the stuff. Is that the mastoid process? Is that what that's called? Or am I getting my anatomy wrong? And then this one's great because it's just the features of the face. And angles like this are very tricky to get because they seem like they'd be easy. But the thing that makes it seem that way is her eyes are looking down. So you're like, oh, okay, sure. But you have to remember her face is slightly tilted up. So the nose is actually tilted up more than you think it would be, but you don't want to give her pig nose. You don't want to do this. So it's like that was a thing like, okay, I need to practice not getting pig nose, basically. So yeah, we're just going to start and like, yeah, here are the basic measurements. So you draw a circle, you do the cross around the middle. That's going to be the top of your eyebrows. And then you're going to make a line where you want the chin to be. And then you make a line in between those two. The line in between those two is going to be the bottom of the nose. And then your chin line's right here. But equal distance where the nose is, go above the eyebrow line. And that's where your hairline is. Right there. And then you can see how the shapes are kind of filled in. And yeah, we talked, I think last stream about shaving the sides off the circle. So that's what that is. And then the same as the top of the eyebrow line, you're going to have the top of the ear. Now these are general measurements. The great thing about the Loomis method is you can break these measurements depending on the perspective, depending on the character. I mean, some people have smaller ears than others. I have huge ears. So mine would actually come up a little above here and actually go down a little below. You know, like how, yeah, there's just so much cool stuff you can do with the Loomis method as kind of a base. I don't think of it as the Bible necessarily, like that you have to do it and it has to measure this way, but it's a good starting point. And the nice thing is, because of the variance, your measurements will never be exactly right. You get away from same face syndrome, because a lot of artists, especially if they're wanting to do portraits or characters, they might run into that thing to where all of their people look the same. And that's because they're keeping the exact same measurements. Like, they only swear by the Loomis method and only the way he showed on page 27 of the book or whatever. So everybody's going to have the nose and the eyes and the ears and stuff all structured exactly the same. But what's fun, in fact, I'm going to take a screenshot real quick because I was reading. Let me come over here. There we go. Let's see, where was it? I think that's it. Yes, okay, here it is. I'll take this screenshot real quick. New. Copy. This is what I like to do. I get the snipping tool, and then I can just take quick screenshots, and then you right-click in PureRef and hit paste. This is an example of changing those proportions and getting different faces out of it. Like, here's a lower eyebrow line, but these are all forward-facing characters. Like, these are all characters looking straight, well, except for this last one, which is just, that head is even, but it's just slightly cocked to the side, you know? But you can see, because where you change the measurements, if they have a smaller nose and the bridge is more squished, it turns into this. But if you have a longer face, and then let's say the hairline comes all the way up here, you can get something like these. This one's interesting. So more of a surprised, like eyebrows are up. So the eyebrows are actually up here just based on the emotion, not even necessarily anatomy, because under the anatomy, if he was just kind of straight-faced, he would go like straight across the middle right here. But because it's a little higher, just because of his like surprised expression, and then same thing, kind of nose is right down here under the deal. So that's where the bottom of the nose is. That part kind of hangs over a little bit more, almost like a Bela Lugosi sort of thing. And then yeah, you have the same thing here. I mean, so you can see that they're pretty similar in how they're getting measured, but just how the features are related to each other, it can completely change the look. So part of doing studies, if you're using a method like the Loomis method or whatever, is looking at one, the angle, of course, because that's going to tell you a lot of stuff. But what are the proportions? So, I mean, the line that would go around the center here actually is about the top of the ear. It's the same thing for about the top of the eyebrows. Yeah. Really, and then if we had chin. So this nose is a little lower than the halfway point between the chin. And so, yeah, we're just going to eyeball it. We're going to take a look. What's up, Rick? It's good to see you, my friend. And then that's where stuff like this gets real tricky, because she has a very fine chin and the lips are more pronounced. The nose comes up a little bit, but we're just going to measure the base. The eyebrows are kind of covered by the bangs. Yes, Golden Age comics are great. They were able to simplify it down to such a good, like, any angle, any direction, any perspective, foreshortened, any of that stuff. Like, and they could do it fast too, which is amazing to see. And then also, we'll try our hand at this, because normally whenever we do the circle and you come straight down, you know, what does it look like when the features protrude off of that circle that you do as a building block? It makes it pretty interesting. But like, you know, he has his head slightly tilted up, but you could still see that the eyebrow and the ears actually sit lower than if you would do just a standard Loomis method. So yeah, if you have different methods that you use, do your best to try to like memorize them, because then you can use them to notice differences from those measurements. Like, oh, this person has smaller ears, so they're going to sit slightly lower than the eyebrow line. Like, that's a really important type of thing to keep in mind, because it allows you to get a likeness much quicker than what I used to do. Is whenever I would like, I would draw something, like if I was going to draw somebody, I would just erase all the time. I would draw it and be like, no, that's not right, erase. No, that's not right. No. And then you keep modifying this thing until it kind of gets there, which is fine. Well, you know, whatever works. But I find it more time efficient and effective to do some of the measurements early. Like, okay, well, if the eyebrows are coming down here and he's slightly looking, then the ear's going to be a little lower. But interestingly enough, if we follow that same curve, the top of the ear is actually going to be the bridge of the nose, where the eye socket bone, this bone kind of comes in, the orbitals, and then the nose is going to start from there. The bridge is going to start from there. And then, yeah, you can kind of do that. So the bottom of the nose, so the ear and the nose are about the same size. Okay, it's nice to see. You know, and then the mouth is actually more straight up than the rest of the face, because the rest of the face is coming down at an angle, so you can almost do a cross block where you bring it down, you bring it up. So let's actually start doing that. Let me here. Let's go to pure ref. Let's come up here. Mode. Always on top. Boom. So that makes any of his characters stand out. Joe Cuber. I need to look at it. That's a name I've definitely heard before, and probably if I see the artwork, I'll know. But yeah, all those the Golden Age artists. And like, even like N.C. Wyeth and Leyendecker and people like that, just incredible at being able to like make this very complex thing into shapes. And the shapes are repeatable and they're actionable, and you can do it, and you could do it with an ink pen with no sketch. Like, unbelievable. Like, I wish. I wish. So here we go. So if we were, let's just start off doing the old circle like normal, right? Oh, I have been studying a lot today as well. So I've been working and studying as well. And I learned something. And I can't quite put it into words. I mean, I can, but to explain it, I don't think I understand it well enough yet. But it has to do with the value scale. And like, how quickly things get dark versus how quickly they get light. So it's just like, there seems to be a way faster drop off because of how our eye works on things getting dark. Like, once you start going dark, it goes almost to pitch black very quickly. but then light can kind of really ramp up, like a dimmer switch. You know what I mean? That sort of stuff's really interesting to me. And I saw it, and there's apparently a mathematical way to work it out, like exponential value, where you kind of half of a half of a half of a half to get gradients that are lighter, but then it's almost time and a half for darks. And I'm not sure what it means. I need to practice with it, but like, it kind of makes sense. And normally whenever I see stuff like that and it kind of makes sense, that's great. So let's do that measurement real quick. So if we're going to look at his kind of hairline, goes right there. But if I come down here, where's his chin first off? So this isn't going to be exactly 1-to-1 size, but I hope to get the proportions right here. So there's the top of the eyebrows, right? So we kind of have the top of our eyebrows right there, right? If his chin would probably be like right here, then the halfway point between these two would be about right here. Is that right? Maybe? I always crack up at drawing in this. I need to actually round that. Drawing in this way, because it always makes my characters look like Beavis or Butthead whenever they're like fully that way. So it looks like that, guys. So it kind of comes back in. So he has a really strong like brow ridge, right? And then it kind of cuts back in. So if those are there, those are there. That was here. That means hairline's about here? Ish? Yeah. Sure. Okay. See, this is why we're doing this, so we can kind of play with these measurements and see. Just the more I play with it, I can memorize it better, if that makes sense. And then, like, middle of the eye, right there, maybe? Like I said, the lightness probably won't be exactly right, but it's important to kind of get in there. And we'll use some of those tricks that I showed you guys last time. Darker where the eyelashes are, so darker top line, and then we're actually going to draw specifically the bottom eye socket. And it usually helps give the eye a little bit more weight. Something like that. By the way, I love this sketching brush. This is exactly kind of how my mechanical pencils feel, which is great. So I'm going to get rid of that tip of the nose here in a minute. But, so where that circle is right here, I'll probably have to erase and redo this part, but... So I did say that those were more straighter up and down for the lips rather than the more angled. So I might need to fix that, but so these are going to come up and then kind of like that, right? Something like that. So we're, okay, end of the eye, kind of around there is where that comes in. And then here's an important deal. So this is a thing. So right now his jaw looks kind of funny, like the chin and stuff like that. But really a super important part is this. We talked about it the other day, but I can't remember what it's called. Like the fat pocket you have right down here is really kind of critical to get right, because that also gives you more depth to your neck. It makes the face feel full instead of like, I think in anime and manga they kind of cut out that part a lot. They don't do the underside of the neck, but I think it's pretty important. Here is, I know I talked about that his ear is actually a little lower, so we're gonna do that. Let's see if that's true. Yeah, see, my proportions are way off right now. And this is another hard thing. This is why I need to practice it a lot more, is because, like, I'm trying to see where if I follow that curve in the very bottom of his ear and that kind of comes around, something's off, but that's fine. So if we bring that in and then we bring this back down like this, like this, okay. And then I always I draw my ears kind of exactly the same way every time. So you know how a lot of artists have same face syndrome? I have same ear syndrome. I do the same thing every single time, and I always have. And it looks okay. It's fine. But it's like I don't really pay attention to the ear. I should. But that comes down, up. So that comes over. Then we have this. And that comes back around. Something like that, right? And that gets over here. So it's kind of hard to see with the leading lines in there, but that's okay. I always darken that upper lip. And sort of get a shadow right there. And then here, it's funny, you can tell whenever I would do more sketch studies, for a long time I tried to study the line weight of like a line decker. And it is kind of funny because, like, I wish I could paint like line decker, but like faces and kind of getting that stuff, and yeah, even the way like I like to cross hatch and stuff, very inspired by or stolen from line decker, if you will, you know. But yeah, so like, so that seemed to be yeah, that's cool. All right. Yeah. start out with these sort of sketches sometimes. Yes. So I've been very fascinated. I do follow, there's a lot of the classic painter. They're kind of like bots on, Instagram or Threads or whatever, but it's actually owned by the estates. So like I follow the Rubens one, the John Singer Sargent one, the Anders Zorn one. And it's really interesting when they really dive into the vault and they're like, oh, here's a sketch that Sargent made of one of the girls for like Carnation Lily Rose or whatever. And like it shows her holding the stuff, but like it's pencil sketchy. It's very, he's trying to figure out angles and stuff. It's really cool. Studying Caravaggio. Dude. So Caravaggio, the more I'm studying him, he's a wizard because he doesn't think in value. It sounds really weird to say this. He doesn't think in value. He only thinks in light. That's it. He doesn't care about like flat, noton, here's this shape versus this shape. He doesn't care at all. Like, he almost uses no shapes when he's blocking out the way he's going to construct something. It's like, where does the light hit? Okay. And what direction does it cast a shadow? Okay. And then he morphs it. It's so crazy to me. Because beforehand, I used to be like, okay. And this was part of the study about values I was doing today. Is noticing I used to think he cared about that stuff, like the values of it, because I think value and light are kind of the same, at least for me, the way my brain works. I'm like, oh, well, something is lighter or it's darker, so those are your values. But he doesn't care about lighter or darker. He literally cares about light. Like, what is the light shining on? That will show that and hide everything else. And it's like, man, that's super brave. It's crazy. I wish I could think that way. Because I think my stuff would look less flat. I think it'd look a little more alive. So I need to figure out a good way to... Really, I think it comes down to reference. If you can have that kind of lighting reference... Man. So here's the thing, guys. Do you enjoy these more as pencil sketches like this? Or should I come in here and should we also make this kind of a basic value sketch thing? Like, which I can do that. We can do that. We can go over here. We can do canvas, grayscale. And then I can get this. Let's see. And this is going to be... So now... Also, a nice tip, if you're ever working in grayscale, what I used to do, and it used to bug me all the time, is I would always use this as my selector for, oh, I need something lighter, I need something darker. And I would always end up getting like little variants of whatever color it is. So what I did is I come all the way to the side, and now I just use the value slider. So for this one, we are going to start about here. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to test this. Let's do some Caravaggio type thinking on this. Let's start off with 50% gray on this whole thing. All right. Block this in. Okay. So we're here. Yes, Caravaggio was out of his mind. Yeah, we'll do this in honor of Caravaggio. I'll go and I'll beat some people up as Ryu. Mr. Streets himself. So we will... Also, I'm going to do my best to stay away from pure white, except for only a little bit. We'll do a little pure white as a treat. We'll come back over here. We'll do something like this. So I used to think in say used to, I mean like as of 3 days ago, before I started doing these studies, I would think of value scales as linear, like gradients. Like if you go from here to here, there's equal segments across the whole spectrum of a value scale. And that is incorrect. So that comes back to the exponential value thing. And like, it's still just enough of a foreign concept to me that I can't quite explain it well, but hopefully I can show it. So here, if we did something like this to block in the shadows, right? The shadows drop to this super dark way faster than the lights ramp up to highlights. It goes immediately from like this is slightly less, but like it ramps pretty easily. To something like that. And then the same thing here. That might be a little much, but we'll just come in here, do that. So I know this actually comes down here, like that. And if we grab this, we go up a little bit on the light, make this a bigger brush. A little darker, sort of that triangle. Same thing here, light, light. Even a little bit lighter. And also what's kind of throwing off our values real quick is actually the lines, the leading lines. Need to get rid of those if I want this to actually read super well, but I'm getting kind of what I need out of this part. Like, this is looking kind of where I want it to, you know? Got that, and then of course you got that. This can actually be darker. I know we just talked about that ramp off. So let's do that ramp off. Yeah, see how now we're adding in what's essentially the darkest dark, and it really made this form pop. That's what I was thinking would happen. So maybe my dumb theory means something. Because I used to want to gradiate it too much of like, well, I'm going to slowly bring down the darks and slowly bring up the lights and blue and barely and pull and push. And that's fine. But it seems like I can do that more and get away with it more in the lights, more so than I can in the darks. You know. Ooh. So it didn't work much as ours. Yeah, you're right. That's totally true. Like, and another thing, so it ties into color theory too. If we shut off the lights in the room, there's no light at all. What color is, you know, the face? Black. You can't see anything. Color only works when the light is shown onto it. Right? So, I mean, color and light are intrinsically linked. I mean, you literally cannot have color without light. That's how physics works. Like, and really kind of nailing that idea in with this exponential value scale has been kind of an aha moment, but it's an aha moment that's going to take a long time to kind of caress into actionable moves, I guess. But like, this one looks pretty good. You know what I mean? And it's simple. Like, that one was pretty simple. And like, I can come in and should I erase these leading lines, you think? Or should I keep them? Because I kind of like the look on how it looks where you can kind of see how I built the thing, you know? Like, the building stuff's pretty cool. Do that. All right, head number 2. Here we go. So same thing. We're going to do the same type of, kind of, sort of Loomis method sketch. So if we just start... So where does this circle go? So, I mean, if we want to do the top of the eyebrow line, got that right here. No, it's actually, yeah, middle of the circle. And then this way, it comes like this. Of course, we can shave. What's nice about this is, I can't remember what it's called, but it's this part of the skull to where literally the side comes in. Like you have your cranium that comes right here, but like where the eyebrow bone like comes up. You can clearly see it right here. That's going to be where we kind of cut. But what's interesting, the eyebrows are coming around this way, but the eyes are coming around this way. Is that right? Is that right? Yeah, I think so. It's gonna look really awkward with no eyelids and stuff, but so that's where that is. This is gonna come down. And we're gonna eye socket up. Eye socket up. We're gonna eye socket down. And we're also gonna eye socket down. Is that right? And we got up here. So I'm actually blocking in the eyes and stuff first. Normally you're supposed to do the whole head. But this will actually help me a little bit get the rest of it figured out. Because I just need to know kind of the proportions on stuff. Is that right? Okay. Comes over here. So this would be more down. Is that right? Oh, that eye's off though. This eye is definitely off. This one's kind of okay. I could actually probably make it a little bigger. I do the opposite thing. Instead of making eyes that are too big, I usually make the eyes too small whenever I do pictures. Yeah, that's what's so tricky about some of these angles. Because that actually flings around, and her nose. Okay, yes. That makes more sense, because that would be the bottom of her nose. This is why I like the Loomis method, but also you kind of have to tinker with it a little, because sometimes it's just not the thing. Like, this is where the head becomes more of an egg, you know. So where are we in context of this? So we have nose, straight line coming back here. Yes, the eye needs to come down a little bit, but that is over here. Down. Does that add up? Yeah, kind of. Okay. All right, we're not super far off. Okay, so if that comes, where's the chin? Mouth, mouth, nostril, mouth, mouth, nostril. Not too bad. Okay. So we're eyeballing this okay. Not great. And of course I can come in and fix this, but it's stuff like this. Just kind of tinkering and the ninja. That's true. Having the little face part sticking out. And also the thing is, with all these lines and detail and kind of muddiness right here, since it's a lady, we do want to get rid of the leading lines and stuff, because the less detail, the more smooth her face and the features and stuff like that. Even if like her cheekbone is like high and fairly sharp, it's still going to be a somewhat smoother transition. So just having our guiding lines is great, but we do want to make sure to smooth this out first. Now here's the real kicker. Mouths are tough. So if you do in between chin to chin, you do this, because you're going to come back here. What angle is that? You're going to that. That. A little more open. That comes down. I mean, John Singer Sargent always said it. A portrait is a picture of somebody where something is wrong with the mouth. The thing with lips, it's like a nose. You don't actually draw it. Drawing that feature is not correct. So it always looks off. And the reason why is because your lips, while they have form, it's based on how the light catches it. So it's more value than it is anything else, right? So if we have that, and then this actually comes down and over. Yeah, and see the leading lines right here are kind of out of whack. Here are kind of out of whack now. Get rid of those. Let me get rid of these. This one. This one. This one. This one. That's fine. And I think the kind of the believability of this one's going to very much be in the shading, which is why I picked it. Or not shading, the light, the forms. Yeah, and the lips need to be further out. So something like this. And that's the other thing. Sometimes construction lines can just kind of like get in the way. So that comes up. Almost looks like a little hamburger or something that I'm drawing. It's funny, this almost looks like a character portrait from like Valorant or something. Actually gonna scrap that, because yeah, seeing lips drawn is very off. So you do something like that. Comes down here. Nostril actually comes up further. Yeah, that's true, actually. And I think that might be the thing throwing it off is kind of do that and then bring this up. Because I think really this one's going to play better whenever we get the values in there. Because mouths are not flat. They wrap around the same way the eyes do, you know. But like doing the middle... that comes up a little more. And maybe because of how I hold my pencil, it might just be at a weird angle. Because I usually do that too. Sometimes my proportions can be right, but I'll just tilt something one way or the other. Sherry! Hello, hello. It's good to see you. Welcome. We are butchering our way through some Andrew Loomis style stylized portraits. Here. So yeah. So really what I think the main thing is, once we start getting, and it's funny, I work way better in values anyway, so once we start getting values in here, I'm going to see the proportion errors pretty quickly. Or at least faster than I am now, because it takes me a second to kind of look at the whole thing, you know what I mean? And like see where we might be goofing. See, that's a little too harsh. Here we go. So if we do this, same thing. Bring this down here. We're gonna here, there. Boom, boom, boom. About 50% gray. Block this in. We'll just block the whole thing in. That way it'll give us stuff to kind of push and pull from. And that actually comes down like that. Okay. Yeah, sure. So we will go darker. Let's find our darkest dark. Let's just do this as our darkest dark right here. We'll just block in this whole thing right here of the hair with the darkest dark, and we'll come in later, slightly lighten it, and that'll be the highlights. Because we want this to stay fairly good. Reminds me of Linedecker. So that, yeah, we kind of discussed it. Like, really, my version is so yeah, that's a good idea, Brent. I like do lighter line to kind of infer, but really what I like to do whenever I get the lips in, I actually erase any lines by the mouth, because I think light is the thing that really kind of brings it in. Sketching has always for me been more of like mapping stuff out and then like pushing and pulling and removing and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, that's a good idea. A lighter touch with the mouth. But yeah, with the Linedecker and Loomis thing, that it's funny you say that, because I mentioned it at the very beginning. I was like, well, my Loomis method is like a bastardized thing between, you know, Loomis and, you know, Hogarth and yeah, and like maybe even Linedecker and NC Wyeth, like the way that they could structure and proportionalize, and like Stan Lee did it as well. But yeah, they have that nice stylized realism to them. So we have this. That can be our darkest dark. So we'll do our eyes in the darkest dark as well. Maybe the nostril. Maybe also right down here for the shadow. And then that one's not as dark, but I'll just a lighter touch right here. Okay, so there's that. Now let's do the lightest light, and then we can kind of work between it, right? So do that. I do something like this. See, it looks really odd until you get everything that same value. That needs to be that value, I should say. So that one's not as bright, but here it is. So actually it'll be a little bit brighter, but that's fine because that gives us a little bit of wiggle room. And then yeah, I'm telling you, the light that hits that bottom eye socket is usually the thing, for me at least, that is like a secret weapon. Because it adds that dimensionality. That's what it's about, right? Just find a thing that works and then like try your best to get it to a state where you can like repeat it over and over, and you'll be fine. Like, and then yes, and I've figured out that the bottom lip is usually the thing that gets the light, since it protrudes out, that it catches right there. And of course died here. And you would think, oh, I have my brightest sprites, so I need to do the highlights of the, oh, actually, you do this part of the hair. That's actually really important because it helps frame the neck. You would think, oh, I have the brightest brights or some of it, so that way I can do the highlights here. It's not actually true. The highlights are actually going to be way closer to this sort of shadow, because whenever you're comparing it to the darkest dark, it still looks really bright. You know, you might be able to do a little bit of like a specular highlight thing, like by grabbing one dot or something and like kind of dotting it in. But see, even that I think is too much. It takes too much away. It's kind of the main deal. So let's actually grab some white, some of that pure white. Do that. See? Yeah. So there's this nice subtle like gradation here. But with your shadows, I used to think shadows could be the thing that could be like really transparent and you can like start slowly layering it on and stuff. But what I'm finding out is make your shadows super hard edge, right? Like go in there and just literally carve those shapes out completely. And then we'll come right here. We'll kind of come right here, because what we'll do in a minute Yeah, because see, I like this way better. I think this is cooler to look at, you know? That's a little too much right there, but we got that transition right here. We will grab that, kind of come here. It looks better. Like, it's more interesting to look at. Oh, and then what's cool, a little bit of bounce light right there on that nostril. There. 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 So that is darker, right? Now we can start doing some little subtle gradations, but we'll keep those darks pretty close. Come on. What's up, Lord Salt? A lot of ad work. Oh, Sunplum, yeah. Let's see. So with this, oh yeah, see, whenever you hide the lines, it actually still reads pretty well. So this is the stuff. This might actually, we talked about Caravaggio earlier. I wonder if this is more of what his stuff is. It was less about forms and more about where light hits. So something like that. I think that looks pretty rad. And then like we could even like lower the opacity on some of this. And then what we can even do, make it really look good, we can mask out stuff we don't need anymore. So like, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of these. We'll keep not those. I've been really liking masking more and more. So we can keep some stuff, but other things not so much. Kind of keep that. Get rid of those being really hardcore. Definitely get rid of this line. We'll get rid of these lines for sure. Yeah, we'll get rid of the lip lines. Actually, we'll keep some of those in. We'll lightly keep it in, because I can come in and render here in a minute and make that look way better. We don't need that one. We don't need this. We'll keep a little bit of it. Because really the change of value is doing that for us, you know? Like, your value changes if they're sharp, like hard edges. That's your edge. You don't need a line to show it anymore, you know? Riley and Loomis. Yeah, for sure. I really think it is about what makes the most sense. Because, like, finding the method that works for you where you're like, oh, I can remember that. First off, can you remember it? That's the main thing. But then being like, oh, I can, yeah, I'll look at that and I can see if it looks right and stuff. And you can compare and contrast. But something that you can remember and replicate. And that's kind of why I do my sort of, you know, the lightness is not exactly true, but it's also not bad. Like, it's not super far off. But what's real fun and some of my favorite things to do whenever you're working on a portrait like this, and maybe you have the lighting set up here, for these transitions, now is where I'm going to do my kind of lost edges. So we have some soft edges, we have a few hard edges, which is nice. But then once you do the lost edges, once you get the airbrush and make that a form, it looks so cool. So, like, if we hit this right here and go like that, this one comes up here like that. Let's do these up here. It's like that. See, that one's sharp down here where the nose is, but this one right here is actually soft. See? Same thing here. We can bring in another highlight, but keep it soft. We can soften this up to be that edge. It really makes it start to look more like realistic, I guess. It really gives it a great feel. And then like these can come up. Can come up. Same thing here. That's how it gives it form right there. That's cool. It's so funny how just a little bit of like the little bit of the lost smudge, not even a smudged edge, just like kind of an airbrush, does wonders for it, you know. And then like that's where we have this. We can actually get the darkest dark, kind of airbrush that into here. It's a little too much, I think. But if we I'm going to do this on a layer below, so that way if I don't like it, we don't have to keep it. If she has this. Kind of bring in those almost make it look like fashion photography, you know, because that's kind of what this is, right? Then you can also like do that. Yeah, I agree with this conversation happening right now about teaching. Um, I don't know about you guys, but the best way that I learn is when I get those aha moments after I discover them, because I can read, and this I say this because literally this happened like 2 days ago. I can read the same books, I can read the same tips, see the same tutorial and whatever, and I think I get it. I think I understand it. I think I get it. I think I understand it. I read it. I've read James Gurney's Color and Light front to back probably 18 times. So I'm reading it again, the other day. And for some reason, either the words hit me different, but I had one of those like, wait, what? Like, was that true? And then I looked at it, and it was the thing about exponential values. It was like, wait, so things get darker faster than they get lighter? I thought about it and I was like, is that actually true? So I was like looking around and I was like, huh. And that's kind of what we're practicing tonight. Is like, you see how sharp my darks go into darks. Really what this kind of means is this is also going to work with my values, as far as I'm only really going to use one shadow value, maybe ever again. And I don't mean like place on the map or on the value scale. Like I'll use, depending on the, so this is where it gets tricky. So depending on the key, if it's going to be lighter or darker, my shadow could be a number 5 on the value scale, but it will always just be a number 5. And that might be it. Because what I would always have the tendency to do is like, okay, I like this, but I could make this a little bit darker, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to really get some more darks in here, and I'm going to, or like, I'm going to get some more darks in here, and I'm going to get the really darks, and then but then what I'm realizing is like, that actually starts doing weird stuff. Like it makes it flatten out a little bit. Because like, the way I thought about it is like a ramp. Like once you start going dark, it's just like, it falls off. And it's true, because you think about, let's say you're in the sunlight or whatever, and then you see a dark cave. And it's like, it's kind of light, it's kind of light, it's kind of light, and then you just can't see jack anymore. It's all equal amounts darkness. It seems like instead of that being a true, very one-to-one, like there's 9 steps, or there's infinity values that our eyes can pick up, like 100,000 values or something, but artists usually simplify it into like 9 steps. But I thought there was an equal part between number 10, or number 9, I guess, and number 0. Number 0 being pure white, number 10 being pure black, and it's a perfectly equal gradient. Because that's kind of how it's shown to us on these digital art programs. But what I'm saying is, the lights go from like, based on just kind of what I was reading and trying to put together, instead of like, well, you have 1 to 3 are your lights, and then your 4 to 6, in theory, in general, you have these 3, then these 3, and then these 3. Your lights, your midtones, your values. You can accordion, you can make it only 4, 5, and 6. 4 is your highlight, 5 is your midtone, and 6 is your shadow. Like, you can compress the value scale, but it's always an even distribution between them. But what I'm thinking is like, all light can take up between numbers, let's say 0 to like 7. And then 8, 9 goes from like 50% gray to pitch black. Like it's a different, instead of this scale. Well, actually, now that I'm looking at this scale, that's kind of true. Because look at the light. Yeah, now your midtones, sure, but you can still see stuff. Holy crap, where'd the light go? that little bit, this is your darks. See how fast it starts going just from like, I'd say like right here is where you start actually getting pretty dark. And it goes from here to here. Just like very fast. It's something I haven't looked, but way less darks. That's true, actually. And we used it for that dino thing. Interpolation, yeah. That's true. And exposure. Our eyes have to readjust for exposure. You know, if you had all the lights on and shut the lights off and you can't see anything, and then, you know, you let your eyes settle for 15 minutes and you turn those lights back on, something that's barely lit up could be blinding to you, you know? So it's that sort. I guess it's like, what would that be? Would that just be perceptual values? Like exponent? It's an exponent because the range. Yeah, like I'm kind of seeing what it is, but like putting it into the exact terminology seems a bit weird and like ham-fisted. But being able to make this and make sense of it, like, okay, I can mingle in the lights. I can slightly get darker and slightly get brighter and kind of do all this nice push pull, push pull. Oh, it's a shadow, boom, and like plummet it. You know. Yeah, like an interpreted range, like it's on a scale almost, and not like a value scale, like, oh, we're going from 0 to 9, but like the scale is very heavy, that the darks are heavier. They are worth more. Like, to be even, because like this is a perfect example. Let's say this is exactly even. It's even keel. Look at how little the darks need to be to make up for all of these variances of light to keep it balanced. That makes sense. That would be why someone like Caravaggio, who would work primarily in light, would do chiaroscuro and literally start painting from black. Like, you start from your shadows and then things emerge from... Hell, Frazetta did it. Now that I'm thinking about it. That might be part of the secret sauce. Yes. Well, perfect example, even if you have your window open in your house, it's super bright outside and there's like somebody walking by your house, even if your window is open but your lights aren't on, they won't really be able to see inside, even if the blinds are open and all this other stuff, because what's inside is so dark, their eyes have adjusted for the sun exposure. But yeah, exactly, like, huh. Interesting. So we might be onto something, gang. Because that's actually, it's kind of a big deal. Kind of a big deal. Let me see, do I still have... I think I have an image that I got. Yes. Okay, I'm going to see how this works out. I cannot for the life of me remember the artist's name, and I'm super mad at myself. But somebody, I think Rick, you may have been the one to tell me to watch this person. And they're an art instructor. That makes sense. Okay. I can't... Big apologies. If somebody knows the name of this artist, please, 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 please tell me. I want to give proper credit because they did the thing and I did not. So I had been struggling for a long time whenever we're talking about chiaroscuro and stuff like that. I think of things like this. In my brain, I think of things like notan. I think that the hair is the same value as the background, is darker than the skin, is lighter than the lips, is, the lips are lighter than the dark of the like, this is how I think. How I need to learn how to think is like this, which I think is what these studies are good for, is where does the light hit? And I would half-ass it and get like this middle range here. I would kind of add some shadows and kind of like add a little bit of, oh, okay, something like that. But stuff still looked flat. But this, really going whole hog. Perfect example is, there's another picture they made. Here it is. This is the perfect example. So like, contrast between the local values are the most dominant. So like, yeah, your hair is darker than this. So this is how I think about things, because I notice the relationships between them. But then you have chiaroscuro. Contrast of light and shadow overpowers the local values. Overpowers. The shape of the light and the shadow is more important than what the value is. So you're not worried about how light or dark something is compared to something else. You are literally worried about the light versus the dark. And that's it. You don't care about any of this other stuff. And I need to start training my brain to do this, because I think this is more interesting and fun to look at. And ironically, all of my big art heroes do this. All of them. Every single one of them. And I'm talking contemporary people like Tyler Jacobson, Carla Ortiz, Cynthia Shepherd. They think like this instead of like this. But what's so interesting to me, because the way this was written, the moment I saw this picture, it was one of those. Yeah, it was one of those aha things, because I was like, wait, the light and shadow overpowers the local values. And I was like, well, of course it does. Like, it's one of those things you see a million times in your life, but you don't think about. Like, of course, what color is something that the lights are shut off? Nothing. You can't see it. It doesn't matter. It's not there. It's like, it's so obvious. I feel stupid for not realizing it, you know? And it seems like a minor thing, but it's Silent Hill 2. Yes, yeah. So that's the thing. I like having, like, the value scale is one thing and stuff, but really it's like almost like value scale itself doesn't necessarily matter. Yeah. It depends on the strength. So like this is almost like she's staring at the sun, but like it's blowing out highlights. And then like look how dark those, because if you have that intensity of light, you have to have that intensity of a shadow. Just physics works that way. But that also goes into the point of there's just little bits. Like you could do this in 3 values. You could do this in white, 50% gray, which is also what the background could be, and black. And that's it. You don't need any more than 3 values. The whole piece. Because this is... Hell, let's do that right now. Is that, like, that's true, right? This is just 3 values. Like what we did here. Screw it, let's do it. I need to prove this to myself. Okay, so we have these, those. Is it Control G? Okay. There's two. Boom. 50% gray. I mean, I could just type in the number 50, you know. That could also be helpful. Edit. Fill. Or I could use the 50% gray fill, which is what we will do. Okay. Okay, it's actually going to be a little darker than 50% gray, but let's just, in this instance, see if we can render this out, okay? 50% gray, black and white. That's it. That's it. That's all we're going to do, okay? Okay. So if we have that, we have pure white, right? And of course, this isn't going to be like a perfect whatever, but right now I'm just making the silhouette of the shape so we can start adding in stuff. Right. Because also what I read is no matter what your composition is, no matter what, you do not need more than 5 values. Doesn't matter what you're painting. You can paint something photorealistic just with 5 values. Let's see. Okay, we'll continue that. I know that comes out here. It's not technically right, but who cares? So we got this. That comes down here. Okay, and then her arm is also here, right? Okay. So let's see. Let's see if this is true. It's going to look real wacky for a minute. But if we go pitch black, I'm going to try my best to push down at 100% opacity. Because if not, you're going to get like slight degradations and stuff. Okay. So around her arms. And see, this is where it's going to look funny, but whenever I come back in with the airbrush or the soft brush, then because this comes here, so that is and I'll fix the shape of the face and stuff in a minute, but this should just Sculpt painting, yeah. So yeah, I think this will work. And if I come here and then I here, we'll actually keep that dark for right now because I know what I want to do with it. But okay. And here. And then that. So we do that. Okay. Then bring that in like so. This is where the big shadow is. So then I can come right here. I know these proportions are off, but that's actually okay with me right now. I shall fix it later. So really, like, simplifying them down into just the 3 values and nothing else might be kind of the level up thing. You know how we're constantly like looking for like level up opportunities? This might be one of them. And the flat top of the hand. That's a little off, but they get the idea. They get the idea. That comes down here. Yeah, the arms are a little off, but it's fine. Oh my goodness, Lord Salt. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for that support. Appreciate you very much. Okay, so then the magic should happen right here, right? So if we start introducing the smooth out like this, okay, that one's flat. There. Those are pretty, yeah. Just kind of introduce some of the softer and then right. Yeah. So this is the Battle for Azeroth World of Warcraft soundtrack. So yeah, there's some Chiaroscuro. So, you know, a little gumpy, but that was 3 values. That was 3 values. So that's a lot to kind of digest. Because I'm very much this person. I'm very much compare the values against one another next to each other, sort of the checkerboard stuff. Ahmed Aldori kind of taught me that the checkerboard method of like put a light against a dark and then a dark against a light and then a light against, and then keep doing that, and you're going to get really interesting images because you're going to have to balance what those are, you know. So that's cool. All right, do you guys want to see me get my butt handed to me in background of 41% gray? Yeah. Let's do this. Let's go to 41. Like that. Let me move this out of the way here. And let me go here, edit, fill, foreground. You saw my cheating where I didn't erase, I just painted that color. Always had a huge influence on the way color was perceived. Yes. Just gear in the ground color. Yellow, for instance, you know, the flesh tone. Interesting. So that is... That was a great idea, by the way, Lord Salt. Because that does make it, like, pop. Wow. See? So that's just introducing one extra, like, slight tweak to really make it... That's crazy. Right? Huh. It's a good call. But going back to that, the ground is... That is how all light works as well. Because I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the mother color method. To really, like, pick one color that is your dominant color. Like, what, it could be anything. It could be cyan, it could be orange, it could be whatever. And what you do is you mix that color in with every single color decision you make. So a cheap way you can do that as a digital painter would be you paint everything the way you want it, then you just make a new layer, do a color overlay, pick a color, fill it, and then like lower the opacity to like 10%. So that color informs all of the other colors that you have. But it's always my goal to find methods that I can do while I'm traditionally doing stuff too, once I start doing that more and more. So the mother color method is great because you just get a tube of whatever color it is, or mix it, or whatever you want to do. You put it off to the top corner, and before you put any color on, you can mix your whole palette over here or whatever. So you get your brush, you do this. Before you put that brush stroke on there, you get a little of that mother color and then put it on. So everything is like tied together with that, with the mother color, you know. And what's cool about doing this type of thing is you have a gradient map, and the gradient map's funny because you can, like, see, look at that. The nice transitions between the stuff give it that sort of look. That should be what it is. That should absolutely be the well, that one's cool too. You have the slight the cool hits. Yeah, it's almost like pop art at that point. You know what I mean? That's really cool. That's a super cool effect. I need to start like integrating this idea into more stuff, because like I'm gonna pull up some Tyler Jacobson real quick before we get our butt handed to us in. Right, like it's amazing at how detailed this is, but like not really. It's really interesting. Let me load open images. Where's my Tyler Jacobson painting? Here's one. Well, let's find a different one. Let's find. Okay, is this the newer? Yeah, we can do that. This is one of the newer Magic the Gathering, or no, Dungeons and Dragons deal by Tyler Jacobson. Let me get the color back. It's funny how subtle his colors are, by the way. But like, Tyler works very chiaroscuro. Like, it only matters where the light and the dark hit. And in my opinion, that's why he's, I mean, and especially like this, just something even like this, pound for pound, like gun to my head, I would call Tyler Jacobson the best contemporary fantasy artist alive right now. Like, there's some heavy hitters, but for some reason, like, Tyler Jacobson's just on a different wavelength. And this is like low resolution and all this other stuff. Let me see if I can find... I think I have an inspiration folder of just his stuff. God, yeah, that one's good. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. Okay. God, that's so rad. Aqua plus orange. That's true. Yes, I did look at that. I'm like, it's funny because if you notice my background lights that I have, I usually turn those kind of a more cyan color, and then I put the warmer light on me. It's true. It's that warm and cool is just, it never fails. You know? But like, Tyler's a madman. Oh God, look at, like, pff, yeah. You telling me he's not thinking about highlights? Like, look at that. But notice the shadows drop off so fast. So fast. But there's nice little nuances of the light here and how it's chin. We got a little bit of that, and you can see a little bit of this. But then the actual shadows. One, it looks like pretty much one value. I mean, maybe two. But then you have your dark right there. But like, it just drops. The same thing here. Like, look how immediately it goes from kind of a nice mid-tone to like the blackest black of the painting. You know what I mean? Dude's a genius, man. God, and then you notice all the details of like, oh, these are all faces. Use grays and generate the mother color. That's smart. I think gray is the best color on Earth because it's always heading the opposite direction of what you need. Always. Doesn't matter. It's always the right answer. Gray is always, because that's the one thing every color has in common, is gray. Every color has a version of gray because it has to have that in order to make up a value for pigment. It has to. So, and whenever you go through the color wheel, you know, people don't like to go around the color wheel, but if you go through the color wheel, you have to go through gray. You have to. Maybe not 50% gray, but like you have to gray out your stuff. It's everything. If you need gray next to red looks green, and next to green it looks red, but it's always gray. It's amazing. It's unbelievable. That was one of the things that really did level up my art. When I realized, when in doubt, use gray. Hell, look at this. Perfect example. We might think that there's a lot of like really nice, awesome, vivid colors here. There's not really. If we just come over here, we go to canvas grayscale. Not a lot changed, really. You know, and if you get used to this for a minute, I'll just let this sit. God, even this is... I'd hang this on my wall in a heartbeat. You know what I mean? Like, God, it's good. Then you go here. Canvas. These are very subtle introductions of color. They're all living... The only thing that's not really living in the grays is going to be this purple. That's it. Everything else is grayed out. Everything else is desaturated. Especially the reds. These highlights back here. It's amazing. It's amazing. It feels like a cheat code. Oh, I didn't even notice that person there. That's cool. I'm telling you, man. God, he's such a freaking genius. Ridiculous. Freaking Tyler Jacobson. I just say it because I'm very jealous. God, he's smart, man. Man. Okay. Anyway. So thanks for the art stuff, guys. Let's say... Who do you play in Street Fighter? So, language. Only daddy talks that way. So with Street Fighter 6, I'm bound and determined to start by learning Ryu. Ryu's kind of the constant. He is your milquetoast, spaghetti no sauce. He's your Street Fighter character. Like, that's how you learn Street Fighter. Who I'm going to probably main is Kimberly. Kimberly's great because she's a ninja and she has cool dance moves and she can teleport across the level. I'm really good at Rushdown, and Rushdown's great because you control the pace of the match. But with Ryu, and the reason why I'm bound and determined to learn Ryu first is he's very defensive in this game. And the thing I suck at is defense. Blocking, I didn't pay $60 to block. You know what I'm saying? I want to throw some kicks. But I gotta learn. I gotta learn when it's my turn to go. You know. Whack Kimberly. Dude, Kimberly looks ridiculous. Oh, only allowed to play the characters from your country. Interesting. Alright. So here we go, guys. I am gonna... Let me get out there. Let me close these. Let me definitely close that, because that is not allowed to be shown yet. Let me go here. Let me come over here. Boom. Alright. And I know I'm still on the art category, but we're just going to jump right into. I'm not even going to change it because it sounds weird, but I don't want a bunch of backseat Street Fighter people like tell me, "Oh, you should have blocked that." Like I know I should have blocked that. Like that's yeah, of course, you know. So let me come over here. Let me get that going. Let me bring my mic back over here, and I can really take off my glove. So I'm gonna be a goofball today, and I am just gonna use my controller. I have a leverless controller, and by leverless, I'll show you guys what I mean. I'll show you guys what I mean. Let me grab it. So a leverless controller is basically an it is a it's an arcade stick, but where you don't have the joystick, you actually use other arcade buttons to move around. And it's not like it can be because you can make these buttons whatever you want, but like you'll see how the buttons are set up here. You would think it would be, you know, back, forward, down, up, but this is down, but up is down here. So you actually have to like dedicate a button to up to jump. Yeah, that Maximilian tryhard guy. That's true. I just saw this. Here's the thing. This thing makes the really hard stuff super easy, and it makes the easy stuff super hard. Like I can do 360s and dragon punch motions and stuff perfectly on this. But like walking is almost impossible. Here, let's go to Street Fighter 6. Let's go. Oh, dude, your masters with the. Oh, you're gonna yell at me. I'm rookie 3, brother. But I've only put. I think my Steam time says I put 6 hours in the game, and only an hour of that has been ranked. So I had to do my 10 matches, and then. So yeah, we're gonna get our booty handed to us, by the way. Oh, where I put the mic right here. Gotcha. Let me put that. There we go. We'll get something like that. Hopefully that's good. I might even be able to turn the gain up on the mic a little bit. Is that right? Oh, I don't want it to pop at you guys, though, is the thing. Something like that. That better? Okay. And let me know how the game sound and stuff is, too. So I need to go into training. Practice. Training. Random. And then let's do oh, see, Marco. Marco's a Guile. He's a master rank Guile, and he's freaking fantastic. So get up from the ground. So we're right on there. Why did I start way over there? Oh, am I in the block training mode? Hold on. Yes. Okay, offensive pressure. Let's do some anti-air practice and get those okay. What's my other anti-air? There's one. Where's my high kick? Okay, there it is. There it is. Okay. Dragon Punch. So I'm playing on like an Xbox controller right now. don't really have a... Oh. Don't really have a... Let's go. Boom! Got him. Okay. Yeah, boy. Okay. Got that figured out. So, crouch heavy punch is your go-to when not doing dragon punch. Oh. So just basic ol' uppercut, huh? Oh, okay. Alright. Alright. Ah. Okay. And it's finding like the timing windows. Like distances and stuff. Ah, okay. Hit you, bro. See, my reaction time is poo-poo. Big old poo-poo. Oh. I'm gonna get baited. But yeah, it was ugly last night playing with Marco and the gang. They were real nice though. They were very, very helpful. Alright. Can't I queue for... View... Oh, matchmaking. There we go. Ranked on. Yeah. Okay. Here goes nothing, gang. Keep your head forward for longer. No, that's fine. No, trust me, from a fellow Shoto and a master at that, like, my goal is... Hell, my goal right now is to get out a rookie, so... We're gonna be doing some stuff, right? So that got that. Cool. All right. Oh, an Ed. Okay, here we go. Hey, another rookie. What's up, bro? Do some... Oh. Oh, no. Ah, see, my... So does Ed just not jump? Like, is he just not doing nothing? Alright. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Let's go. Oh. Damn. Donkey punch? Nope. Ah, damn. Get cocky. Ah, he got me. Okay. All right. Well done, dude. Yeah, that's fine. But hey, he's practicing fundamental stuff too, so. See you, bud. Get in. Get it. Oh, I was trying for the double throw thing. Oh. No. Damn it. Oh, I meant to throw. God damn it. Getting worked. Alright. His reach. Okay, here's the thing, man. He has his reach going good. Oh, damn it. Ah, damn. Alright, I see. That might be a kill. Yep, okay. GG's, bud. GG's, bud. He earned that one, for sure. Yeah, I'll play again, bud. No problem. No problem. There it is. Oh. See, once I get hit confirmed, I can't block to save my life. Why can't I not block? Like, seriously. Whew, that was close.
Round 2. Fight.
Oh, I missed it. I knew he was going to jump in too. See, I get hit confirmed and I fucking... Ugh, stop. Get the fuck away. Oh, no. Got it. Good job, bud. Good job, bud. We did it. We won a game. Yay. Yeah, we'll rematch, bud. We'll do it again. It's actually pretty good because this guy does spacing okay. Like, normally, rookies is like Wild West shit. See, his reach is just annoying enough that I can't quite get him up, but he can do that shit. Oh, he barely got that one too. Oh, come on. I don't know why. Whenever I get hit once, I can't block for like an hour and a half. It's ridiculous. I'm literally hitting nothing but the back or crouch block button. And like, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Jesus Christ. Okay. Get out of here. And I missed my... There it is. Oh, and it didn't get him. All right.
this game. Alright. Yay. Alright. It's already 2:05. I can play for like 20 more minutes, so not a ton of time, but we'll find more time in a different stream. We got so caught up on our art learning stuff. Okay. Let's see if there's that. Okay. There we go. Oh god, a Ken. So Ken is a Shoto, but is more offensive than Ryu is defensive. Cool. What's up, bud? I'm expecting Rushdown City. Got him. Oh. Damn. Oh, you're in burnout, though. All right.
Round 2. Fight.
You can come in, bud. You can come in. You teabagging? What are you doing? Damn it. Yeah. He got me on that one. Get away from me, bro. Oh. See, he's wasting the... Oh, I mistimed it. Nope. Shit. Oh, he got me. Bam. Got him. Okay. Hey, I got rookie 4. Yay. Yeah, we'll rematch, bro. He might give me this time. Yeah, that was a good, perfect parry. Oh, man. That was good. That was good. Dude, he is burning gauge like crazy, but I guess it doesn't matter because he beat me.
That's right. Round 2. Fight.
You keep burning that, bud. Oh, good shot, bud. Oh, damn it. I blew it. Oh my god. Got him. Okay, cool. What's that, bro? We'll do one more ranked. Like to do a first of 3. Ooh. Need to remember how to like really do my overdrive stuff. See, my thing is, I don't want to be like a jumpy kangaroo Ryu. Kangaroo, if you will. Because I see a lot of people doing that with Ryu. Or I hear about it, at least. Yeah, so I do know Burnout is... That's not a place you want to be. One, you don't want to be in the corner, of course, like any Street Fighter. But then also you don't want to be Burnout, because Burnout, you take more damage, or like chip damage even. So even if you block, you're taking more damage. So it's kind of like when to turn it on. But since Ryu, apparently his playstyle is a little bit more defensive in this one than in other Street Fighters, I hear he's a good one to play to really kind of learn the ebb and flow. Because I kind of, you know, I'm watching pro stuff, and I watch the World Tours and Evo and all that. So I'm aware of the, kind of the game plan, I guess, for characters. You know, like Luke is kind of the middle ground Shoto, Ryu's the defensive one, Ken's the aggressive one. Chun-Li is real difficult because of her stances. Aki is crazy because she can stay low. Minus an extra. Ooh. So practice encounter. Okay. That's the thing is... Yeah, I need to practice the DI counter. So that's the thing. My friend Marco, his reaction time is perfect. It's unbelievable. It's like watching Punk in his prime. You know what I'm saying? So, like... I don't know how he does it. I'm like, how did you... But yeah, that's sort of... Oh, God. Akuma. So I haven't fought Akuma yet. Oh, new challenger, which means this is a diamond. I'm gonna get smoked. I have that sneaking suspicion. Oh. Okay. Dude, goddamn. Tried to mix up, but nope. All right. You gonna jump in, bud? You gonna jump in, bud? Nope. You're gonna do your dealio. That's fine. I'll jump in. I'll be that guy. I'll be that guy. You gonna be that guy? Huh? You gonna do it? Yeah, you did it. Okay. Oh, and he switched it up. Don't want to be here, don't want to be here, don't want to be here. Thank you. Got him. Cool. Alright. Yay. Hey, Rookie 5, man. We're doing it, bro. Yeah, I'll rematch it, bro. Damn. None of my buttons seem to work right now. Oh, hit the wrong button. Oh, that was good. Okay. Yeah, I was not sure. All right. That last part was not pretty. I apologize dearly to everybody watching.
Round 2. Fight. My turn.
Got him. Okay. I think we're out of rookies. Are we out of rookies? Iron baby. Iron baby. All right. We'll quit ranked for tonight. Hey man, that's nice though. I'm out of rookies. I did it, everyone. Mama put it on the fridge. All right. But that's it. It's almost 2:30 in the morning here, so I should probably get to sleep. But yeah, I think we're gonna make ranked Street Fighter a more normal part of the streams, because that's a thing I've always wanted to get good at. Here's the thing, we'll talk about this. Thank you. Me and the other irons are representing. You know what I'm saying? The lowest of the low. But hey, the metals count. Iron and silver and bronze and golds. We're all here, you know. So here's the thing. I know you basically you can't drop categories. So it goes like rookie and then iron, then bronze, silver, gold. So with rookie, you don't get any loss of points at all. No matter how much you lose, you just always gain points until you get out of rookies. Then you have I believe it's this way. With iron, bronze, silver, and gold, you can lose points, but you'll never get demoted out of that rank. So, like, I could be very, very low on the iron side, but if I lose a lot, I won't go back to rookies. But also, if I'm like gold, I will never go back to silver. And you can't drop out of masters, right? But platinum and diamond is where you can actually demote. So, like, if I was in diamond and lost a lot, I'd go back to platinum. And then if I was in platinum and lost a lot, I'd go back to gold. But then gold, you can't move back to silver. So I think that's how that works. At least whenever I was reading up on it. Platinum and diamond are the ones where you can actually lose your league. Like, you go backwards if you lose a lot. So it's pretty smooth sailing. I mean, it's going to take a little bit, but it'll be fairly smooth sailing until plat. Because plat's whenever you actually kind of have to show up and you know, do work so you don't lose your league. So, but yeah, so funnily enough, I'll bring this up. So you know, as you all know, I have like OCD, like actually do take medicine for it and stuff. But part of that is really high anxiety on stuff that doesn't make any sense. One of the things where I get a lot of anxiety is ranked multiplayer games. It's called ladder anxiety. It's a real thing. It happens to people. I have it. Definitely have it. And what I'm hoping is that doing it on stream, since I can talk and like I have something else to also focus on, I will get out of that like quote unquote fear of ladder anxiety. So it's because a game I really love dearly, love is StarCraft. StarCraft is the most stressful thing on the planet Earth. I got up to gold, you know, and then there's platinum, diamond, and masters. So kind of like with Street Fighter here. So I got up to gold, and then I was just kind of like done. I was like, I don't know if I can deal with this anymore, and I stopped playing. Stormgate just came out, or it's not technically out, but I'm an early access adopter founder person, so I'm in it. I still have yet to play a ranked game on that because I'm like, I'm not ready. I need to practice more, but you know, because it doesn't matter. Like, who cares what your imaginary internet points on a fighting game or on a real-time strategy game are? Like, nobody cares. I'm not a different person if I'm a bronze versus if I'm a grandmaster at StarCraft. It's not my job. I don't make money at it. Who gives a shit, right? But I'm hoping doing ranked multiplayer this way and like wanting to get better at it, but having chat and us being able to talk about it and me like vocalize like, oh, they did this well, I did this bad, like that kind of relieves some of that pressure, which is weird because you would think it would be less stressful to do it off camera, but it's actually more stressful to do it off camera because it's just me and I have to like sit with it. But if it's all of us and we're all like, oh, I goofed up there, didn't I lost, oh man, I suck, it's less harsh, I guess. But that might be my time. But yeah, ladder anxiety is a real thing, man, and it is, I'm telling you, in stuff like StarCraft, it's like debilitating. Like it's enough so that like my hands would get clammy and I would start shaking and stuff. It's ridiculous. But I think the reason why is it's you think there's like this perception of your worth is tied to your rank. Oh no, if I'm a bronze, people are going to think I'm bad at this and everything. Like, it's a weird mental game that you play. So doing going on ranked, and I don't shake it until like 3 or 4 sets. Totally. So what I've seen is like, it's like stage fright, because I've acted and stuff and, you know, been on stage and theater and all that. And it's fun. I love it. But I would get so nervous until I was on stage, and then it's great. Like public speaking, all that stuff. I get nervous beforehand, but then once I'm in it, even if I flub it, even if I miss my line, even if I stutter or forget my point in front of hundreds of people, I don't care all that much because I'm in it. And then I can shake it off and be like, well, I was dumb. My brain stopped working. And then that's funny. So then it, you know what I mean? Like, it alleviates it, and then, oh, cool. But for whatever reason, I don't know what it is about ranked ladder in video games. Because you would think, ironically, ranked is the best place to play because it's going to guarantee that you have a fairly even match as best as it can. But if you're doing like quick play, if you just hit casual mode, you could fight anybody and you will get destroyed. That's why when I saw that Akuma, I was like, it says new challenger. I bet this dude's doing a ranking and he's a masters already or something. And this is his other character, and now he needs to get his rank placements. Like, I'm going to get smoked. But then it didn't happen, you know, and I beat him twice in a row. So you never know. And I treat ranked like casuals, but more targeted in my skill. That's a good way to look, because it's kind of what it is. You're going to play other, like, I'm going to play other iron or maybe bronze. But, like, the difference between iron and bronze is what? Someone doesn't jump as much? I mean, because really, from my understanding, and you guys will definitely know, especially if you're in Masters, because you already did the grind, that like iron, like rookie iron, probably bronze, silver, kind of all the same. Like maybe silver, getting towards gold, you might get better fundamentals, and you can hit, what is it, like hit confirm. Like once you get a hit, you can turn it into a 4-5 hit combo. That type of stuff. But then who knows? But then to me, I'm seeing like platinum and diamond players, and I can keep track of what they're doing. Like I can see it and be like, oh, the Dulcime's doing this and the this and the oh and the cool. But then whenever I'm in it, I forget all of it. I just like find out, I try to figure out what pattern my opponent's doing and try to like, difference is consistency. Interesting. Oh, like how consistent can you hit your combo, or how I see. Like, can you hit an anti-air, or can you like drive impact? Can you? Interesting. Because see, ironically, weirdly enough, with Tekken, I don't really get any ranked anxiety with Tekken. And Tekken's like on paper way more difficult than Street Fighter.
But with Tekken, I could play ranked against anyone in the world right now, and I'd probably lose because Tekken's really difficult. But I don't care. I've played Tekken since like Tekken 2. Well, Tekken 1 really, but like in arcades, Tekken 2. And I know kind of what to do. Apples and oranges, yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because like Tekken, I just have a grasp on, okay, I can make my adaptation and make it work because I can sidestep more. I can like, the ebb and flow of a match is a little different. But with Street Fighter, the strategy's a little more on the nose, I guess. Like, you're either playing the character right or wrong. It feels a little more that way with Street Fighter, at least to me, in my mind. It's like, okay, kind of like what we talked about with the Shotos. You have, you know, your defensive Ryu and your Kin is a more offensive guy, or like, when I have death fist, like, Tekken's just a different beast. It's way more like the flow of the match. But with Street Fighter, it feels like mechanics. It's very like, okay, did you hit your Dragon Punch input? Did you hit the special? Did you confirm correctly? Did you, it's very like structured. But Tekken's loosey-goosey, baby. I play Hwoarang, so that automatically puts me in the thumbs down pile for a lot of people. But I actually know how to play him. I know how to play Hwoarang. How your opponents act, and if it doesn't, you punish them with a better mechanic. Yeah, so it comes down to mechanics and stuff. You're right. Like, that's kind of what I loved about StarCraft whenever I was really starting to play it. But then here's the thing, maybe I need to play ranked StarCraft on stream. Because that game is nothing but mechanics. Like, if your macro is off, if your micro is off, if your scouting is off, if any part is off, you're at a massive disadvantage, even at like silver level, which is low. Like, it's kind of weird. So it's like a master Street Fighter player will probably never ever lose to a platinum player. Like, if they're playing their character and they're playing the deal, it will probably never happen. The way StarCraft worked, from what I saw, it's like a bronze 3, which is, it's kind of reverse. Well, no, I guess it kind of works. No, it is reverse. Bronze 1 is a higher rank than bronze 3. So with Street Fighter, it's like, oh, you got to, Iron 1, Iron 2, Iron 3, and you're working up the ladder. Like, this is a different thing. So like, a gold 1 will never lose to a gold 3 in StarCraft. The variance is so enormous that unless the other player just forgot to hit buttons on their keyboard, they should never, ever, 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 ever lose. There's such a huge, and this is at low levels. So then you see these Masters players, and it's like they could play with their feet. They could be playing a different video game and still beat me at StarCraft. Like, it's it's unbelievable. Knowledge check and can't figure out patterns. Yeah. But when I do the most horrifying thing, oh yeah, Geef is a beast on this one. I saw Justin Wong playing modern Zangief. It was stupid. He was like, "This is the best fighting game character in the world. It's the best." All right, but that's my time. Super fun to hang out. Yeah, exactly. So you don't lose it. Literally, it would be impossible for you, unless you didn't hit buttons on your controller, to lose to under a 1400 MR. That's, once you get to a certain skill level, it's amazing to me. Like, I'd love to get there. I'd love to get there. So that's part of this journey. I'd love to get there in StarCraft. I'd love to get here and here. I do have like Grand Blue Fantasy. I have Guilty Gear Strive. Now that I got my leverless, I want to take the more ranked stuff a little more seriously. I do have Valorant. I am so bad at Valorant, and that's not an exaggeration. I used to play Quake and Unreal Tournament and stuff back in the day, and I loved it. Valorant, I am horrible. Horrible. I am always the bottom of my team. The variance is different. My kill death ratio is like 2 kills, 12 deaths, 2 assists. Horrible. It's like Counter-Strike on crack. Small steps, yeah. That's what I'm hoping is consistency. And it would be fun to be able to join locals or do like a local tournament or even an online tourney. Like join up. I know they have at the Battle Hub. You can like join makeshift tournaments and stuff. I think it'd be cool to do stuff like that. I was never brave enough to try a online StarCraft tournament. But yeah, fun. So it's all about improvement. It's improvement about art. It's about constantly learning there. It's about constantly learning about getting better at games. Games that have very high skill ceilings is really, really interesting to me. I like the pursuit. That pursuit of like becoming really, really strong at something. Where you go heavy punch. Okay. Even after drive impact. Okay. Before you go heavy punch. Interesting. Okay. So is that just because it gives you any of your, okay. So is that because it gives you more space? Like it basically is kind of a reset button. Like you can hit the DP and then now you're both kind of spread out again. Oh, the utility of it. Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Because that's my deal. From what I understand, and this worked back in the day, especially with like Tekken. Like I could win local stuff at Tekken or like get top 5 or 6 or whatever. But it was based on I would only know like 3 and 4 hit combos. Nothing crazy, but just enough to like basically hit confirm. I would confirm the first hit and then I would do the rest of the deal. And I would do that 4 or 5 times and you win the match. Corner carry is knockdown. Oki, pressure their wake up, yeah. Reset to strike through. Interesting. See, that's what I need. I need to like, once I start playing more and like really learning kind of the what's it called? The flow chart of it. Like if this happens, do this. If this happens, do this. I think that's a good place. Hell, it's like the Loomis head studies we were doing. You know, if you need better eyebrows, raise them up a little bit or, you know, down, or it's like you get the structure and then you can start like messing with the structure. I think that's pretty cool. All right. Well, Lord Salt, thank you so much for the advice. And everybody, thank you for hanging out. I see a manly guy and people out there. A lot of people left, which I don't blame them because also it's super late. Super, super late. Mid-low. Strike throw, submix, low, high, but highs are usually reactable. Right. Yes. So that's true. With Tekken, I have had great luck in the mid-low. Like, great luck. I never really move my feet off the ground. I just kind of rush in, kind of shimmy back and forth, and Cherry, there you go. Or Sherry, I apologize. My pronunciation at 2:35 in the morning is kind of off. Like that. I try not to. And it's not like for any real. I mean, I usually cuss like a sailor. Like even if the kids are around, it's bad. I tell them, "Daddy can use those words, but no one else." But I try not to on stream because I know, you know, you have a bunch of people from all walks of life. You don't want to. You know, it has nothing to do with like advertisers. Like I don't care about that, but it's like, okay, you don't want to come off too abrasive, you know. You throw to break block and you strike to break. Oh, so yeah, you bring in that rock, paper, scissors. Hey, no problem. No, dude, I love it. We could talk shop. One of these days we'll do a dedicated game stream, just like pure game stuff, kind of a nice, relaxed, chill night. Everyone come hang out, talk about whatever. It is more real, sadly. I don't know if that's good or bad. But it's fun. Yes, I do have a Discord actually. In fact, if all of you out there, let me exit out of here. And let me give you all in chat the Discord server link to, come hang out. Turn the mode select. Yes. We'll go back. I'm actually pretty stoked that I am out of rookies now. Cool. Okay, I will post this in chat real quick, and also it gives me a good reason to turn back on soundtrack. Where am I at? Where am I at? Discord. Oh, so you can compete in tournaments. Gotcha. Doing some updates while this epic music's starting. All right, here's this one. So here is the Discord link. Dude, Marco, you'll be very proud of me. I am officially out of rookies. I think we lost, let's see, we had 3 or 4 fights. And I ended up losing one, but then winning all the rest of them. Yeah, dude, it was cool. So I think it's what, the last like 30 minutes, guys, 30, 45 minutes. If you want to go see there was a few of them. We played an Ed who I thought was actually pretty good, because we were like in the middle, just kind of dancing, like going back and forth. Really, everybody. It kind of surprised me how there was no big goofy shenanigans happening. Like, not everybody was jumping in like kangaroo style, like stuff you would think for rookies. And it felt, a little, oh my goodness. What do we got right there? Little dancing duder. I lost 2 rounds, but no sets. Yeah. Of Ryu and 6, yeah, man. And Lord Salt in YouTube chat has been giving me some good tech. He's masters as Ryu, so it's been nice. Like I said, guys, man, on the Discord, let's put our Street Fighter 6 or Capcom names or whatever. We'll add each other up, because dude, that lobby was great. I was telling them, the lobby I joined. So that's your crew, right? Is that the local crew that like kind of goes from the tournaments to tournaments? Because I got bodied. I took 1 round off of one person, and it was like a silver, and then he perfect KO'd me the next like 2 sets. Oh, Discord friends group, gotcha. Diamond 4 is Ryu, heck yeah. Dude, it was a fun session, man. It actually, that's what gave me the kind of the audacity to do ranked tonight, is I was like, you know what? They smoked me. The people I'm going to see on ladder because I'm a rookie are nowhere near that level, which is true. They do fight sessions. Dude, it was a blast, man. It was a lot of fun. And I like just joining in, and they're like, oh, who's this rookie guy? And then I try something. Hopefully I impress them by not jumping around like a kangaroo. Ho ho. Oh yes. Dude, Tekken 8's killer. I'm better at Tekken than I am at Street Fighter, no question. Always have been. Need to play more ranked to that too. Heck yeah, and I have it installed. I have Tekken 8 installed. But yeah, we're on the road. They're on the road to getting Street Fighter handled. Yeah, I'm game. I'm totally game. It's funny, I might even have especially if you'll stream it, like I'll have Gracie will be with us this weekend. She'll want to see it. She'll want to see how it all works, and because I'm trying to teach her fighting games. And of course it's like, what do I know? But it's also like, okay, the power is in the neutral. Like trying to explain to her, like, yeah, just don't get crazy, don't get nervous. Just like, if you can stand and walk back and forth, you're doing better than a bunch of people. Because a lot of people just get nervous. They start fighting and they lose all sense of everything. But if you can just keep your head on you and walk around, you're fine. But that's it for me for tonight. It was a blast, guys. This was a very productive stream, I feel like. We did the chiaroscuro studies. We did the portrait studies for the Loomis method. We ranked out of rookies. Run some sets. I can show you the tools at the very least. Heck yeah, man. That's fun. So yeah, I did post the, I'll post it one more time for everybody in chat. I did put the Discord there. And whenever you get in there, there's a general chat. Just introduce yourself. The people are very, very chill. A lot of them are actually here in the chat right now. And it's just, really, I don't post near enough on there. I need to. And what's nice is if you're an artist and you join up, I haven't told anyone this, but you guys, since you're up late with me, you will be the first to know. I will be doing quote-unquote portfolio reviews. It'll be just for the Discord, no one else. Patrons, of course, but patrons have access to the Discord, so they're on there. And you can pick a piece that you want to show off, and then what you would like to, like, just either general feedback you might want, or if you have a question about, like, hey, I'm working on this, but I'm stuck. What are some ideas? We can do that, and we can do that live. I can do that live as one of the live streams. So it'll have live feedback. And like, it's just one of those, like, it's a great thing to do because a lot of times what I've found is all artists run into the same issues during the same part of their journey. So it's one of those things that even if you feel like you're alone in whatever development you're in, or like whatever level you're at, you aren't. Trust me, you are not. So putting your stuff up in kind of in front of the class and then us dissecting it together literally helps everyone. Because like somebody that didn't want to share their work could have not shared it because they were having that exact same problem and were like embarrassed or nervous or whatever. So by us doing that and us being able to take it and work with it, they can maybe get the answer to their question, or they can see something that they might not use yet, but like 2 or 3 paintings down the line, they run into that problem. And they're like, oh, wait, yeah, no, on the stream they said this. And like, it can help. Just having tools in the toolbox. You know what I mean? So what channel should I do that? So I will probably put, I'll probably put an announcement tomorrow on the Discord and say, hey guys, I'll be doing a kind of a art stream where we do sort of a portfolio review in this thread, like wherever it is, whatever room it is. If you have art you would like feedback on, or if you have any questions in general, let me know, and we can do the live Q&A. That way you can drop the art in the Discord. I can have it all in one place. We can bring it up. And that way, even if for some reason you may not be there live during the part where we went over your art, I'll still be able to, I'll probably go for the people that are there first, but I'll go over everybody's art. And that way, if you watch the archive, you'll still get feedback. Because I think that'll work too. And then, of course, if you want to redo feedback the next time that you are there live, we can do that too. Like, we'll work it out. It's very kind of loosey-goosey, but we'll make it happen, you know. But yeah, I'll do the all call for everybody, and that way, hey, it's super fun. And what's great is being able to look at everybody's art, kind of what their stylings are and everything. I learn just as much because of decisions that I see being made. And I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. Like, it's really interesting to kind of see how people solve the same type of problem, because that definitely infers what you're going for and kind of the energy you bring to it. But yeah, that's a lot of fun. I'm excited to do it. So I'll do the all call tomorrow, or I guess I should say today, since it's almost 3 in the morning. But yeah, that is my time for tonight. But you guys have been an absolute blast as usual, and we will be back on Wednesday night for sure, doing all sorts of madness. So I do have the NDA paintings I'm working on, so we may do some more portrait stuff. We could just do some general experiment art stuff, brushes, who knows. We'll get into some madness. We might do more ranked stuff, but I don't know how everybody likes the half and half, like half art, half games, or if we want to do one day just all art, one day all games, or we'll figure it out. We'll get the flow down, for sure. But yeah, you guys take care, have a fantastic night and rest of your day, depending on where you are. And I will see you all very, very soon. But until then, you all know the drill. Go make cool art. Peace.